Good afternoon. Yeah, after the lunch, as I always say, this is a good session where everybody is dozing and the speakers are only speaking. So, good afternoon, and may I request the people at the back to come forward so that our interaction is more. Please come forward if you please. There are some places here. Please do come. All VIPs have gone now. You are the VIPs. Please come. Come in the front. Subject for this session given to us is business SME business for global opportunities and challenges. It's a very interesting subject, and it's one of my favorite subject. I come from a MSME sector, and I have been exports from 1975. Let me tell you, I am also a first generation technocrat entrepreneur. Left the government job, started the business, and I have no regrets today because my counterparts and my classmates have retired as chief engineers or some government. But at this age, there is no retirement. So that is the one thing, when you think globally, there is no retirement age for you when you start business and that. Now, what is global opportunities and changes, particularly for MSME? When we say MSME, we think small, tiny, medium, and small turnover, small capacities. When I say exports to the global market, definitely SME can think of global markets and should think. Why? Why they should think of global market or globalization? One, the parameters of international trade has changed in last 10 years more profoundly than the last century, latter part, due to internet, connectivity, and so many other factors. Now, small scale industries with some support can do global business. He is connected 24 hours, 365 days with the world through internet. He doesn't have to travel and explore. He can go to Google Guru and get lot of information on product, on markets. He can have his own table research with some assistant. And nowadays even the language is also, there are 10 languages of India also will be there on the Google. So these are some of the facilitation point where SME should think of global business. Second thing, the SME has lot of flexibility, which is not there in corporate sector. He has to send the report and go one step, second step, third steps. By the time there are so many queries by so many departments, and by the time it comes back to the original person, he will be surprised to know whether the same report he has submitted or something else has come back to him. It's changed so much. So at SME level, the decision taking is a linear. It is his decision, it is his risk. So process is easy and very simplified. Now I have coined another word long back, glocal. It's a now very, but about 8 years back I started using this word, glocal. Think globally, act locally. Think of your product in the global market, but whatever the changes you have to do it locally, because you are the man to take the decision on the spot, so that it will be very. Now, what are the points which we consider for local? See, first is market information, then more information about a product which you would like to, definitely you will think of exporting your product first to the market. But then what are the shortcomings? What are the price structures? What is FOB for price? What is CN price? As in the morning they said insurance cover and other covers and all that. So this is where you start. Second is how much technological upgradation you require for your industry or for your product to get into global market. Now global market is different. If I sell my pump in Bangladesh, it is different. When I sell my pump in Africa, it is different. I am exporting to 51 countries. So every market is different. Then for small industries, to focus on certain market where he finds more identity of his product with a similar product. They are in those markets which are being imported from other sources. Third thing, he has to think of how much he has to upgrade his technology, new machines to meet the requirement of those market standards. And then he has to definitely think of and should understand the quality requirement of those markets. Quality assurance, packaging assurance, delivery assurance, these are some of the factors which play very important for sustaining the global export business. Then lastly but not least, standardization and certification. See, if I want to export my pumps to oil industry, then there is approval by certain agencies which I have to get approval before even I think of going to those market, and then get certification from the appropriate laboratories. And lastly but not least, person to person contact. We can't, as somebody said in the morning, we can't do our exports through our embassies. Embassies are there. When we go there, we meet them, but we have to go ourselves and establish one-to-one contact with our buyers. It's not an easy thing. It's a time consuming and a very, very confidence building measures which requires by the small scale people when he enters into the global market. Now today we have speakers from various fields. We have speakers from certification, Ms. Harita from Vimta Labs. And then we have Mr. Dora Babu. Without finance, no business. And without business, there is no finance. Am I right, sir? So both have got a complementary and supplementary natures. And then we have Mr. Raju from Elico, who are involved in R&D and how they have become a global player working with the international players and with their conviction in R&D. So I'll start with Madam Harita Vasireddy, Managing Director, Vimta Labs Limited. Ms. Harita is the Managing Director of Vimta Labs, an internationally renowned contract research and testing laboratory based in Hyderabad. She has 17 years of business management experience, including core competencies in strategic planning, change management, quality management, system, business analytics, and risk management. As manager operations, she was instrumental in establishing the market leadership of a startup company Vimta, Rostest, and Indo-Russian JV company within a short span of 2 years, while making it profitable in 1 year. As Director Projects and Director Quality, she has established comprehensive CGMP compliant quality systems at Vimta. She has built for the company a successful regulatory track record. She has also led and achieved WHO pre-qualification approval for Vimta, the first lab in Asian region. That means she must have tried hard against Japan and other countries, developed countries in the region. Her management exposure and excellent track record has led to implementing the business developments in new markets, both in India and abroad. She is skilled at quality management systems and data management tools to study and optimize process and to retain customer loyalty. With a rich inheritance of business ethics and management skills in all phases of CRO business cycle, she has risen today as a motivational leader and a second generation entrepreneur at Vimta Labs. She has been a panel member of CII National Award Jury for Food Safety in the past 3 years.